For the first time ever, a TV crew has been allowed inside this Canberra prison to interview an inmate. Whistleblower David McBride was imprisoned in May after pleading guilty to stealing national security information and passing it on to the media. You've been in jail now for nearly 6 months. How's it been?
It's been hard. I'm not going to say it hasn't been hard. I've been looked after by a few senior people in here, prisoners, and but you won't necessarily survive jail. You literally do not know whether you're going to make it, because every day is an opportunity for violence to flare up, and the people here are pretty serious.
Has there been any attempts on your life or threats?
There's been threats, yeah. Certain group that hated me because they thought that I was against good Aussie soldiers. It's a dangerous place. You know, you're not in here for parking violations.
McBride joined the Australian Defence Force in 2009. He served 2 tours of duty in Afghanistan, one with Special Forces. The former lawyer leaked hundreds of classified documents to the ABC, which led to it exposing war crimes. For people who don't know what prison's like, describe a day.
It's quite structured and it's busier than you thought. I thought I'd be sitting around writing a lot of letters by candlelight, a bit like I was in the Tower of London waiting execution. It's not really like that. You wake up at a certain amount of time, you're parade by your doors. You all go to the gym together, you all come back together, you all have lunch together, and then you have another 3 inspections later on in the afternoon, and you all get locked in relatively early, locked into your rooms, but you're quite emotionally exhausted each day. You're always on edge that someone might jump out and attack you over something you didn't do the way that they wanted to do it. It's tiring. I've got friends in here now, but I'll be breathing a big sigh of relief when I get out.
And what do you miss most?
Oh, my children, of course. They've developed into really strong young women, and I'm very proud of them.
Before you were sentenced, you did a video saying you needed to go to prison to fix this country.
If you're watching this, I'm in prison. We need to look at how this country can pretend that I'm a national security threat.
What did you mean by that?
I mean, unless there was something that drew the public's attention, we weren't going to get change. All you need is interest from the community to say, here is a guy who used to be, have a good career, a lawyer, we're now putting him in jail. He says he was trying to reveal bad things about the government. The government said he's damaged the government, damaged the country. Now, we need people to think about that.
You're a polarising figure. You've also got some detractors.
People say I'm not a whistleblower because I'm not a war crimes whistleblower, in the sense that I didn't say I saw Trooper Smith shooting an Afghan, blowing his brains out one day. I didn't, and I never have said that. I am a whistleblower against the government. So that's a confusion to say I'm not a whistleblower. I clearly am, but I'm not a whistleblower against soldiers. I'm a whistleblower against the leadership, the generals. You will always get haters, no matter what you do. You will always have haters who don't necessarily understand you.
So what has being a whistleblower taken from you?
Well, I lost my job. I lost my mental health, I had a drinking problem, I had a drug problem, I lost my wife, I almost lost my life on a number of different occasions. So yeah, it's a rocky road. It's not for the faint-hearted. And but it's great to be involved in something that you actually really believed in. It's a battle that has to be fought.
It must require a lot of energy, though, to just keep going.
Yeah, look, it does. I'm not going to pretend it doesn't. There are plenty of times when it was hard, very, very hard to get out of bed. I've got a faith. I pray to a God of my own understanding. Every day I wake up depressed. I wake up thinking it's not going to turn out. I tend to go to bed thinking it is going to turn out. But sometime after many coffees and a lot of hours on the rowing machine, my perception changes. I've almost taken my life a few times or lost my life just from very dangerous behaviour, or I just didn't really care anymore.
McBride is appealing his conviction and sentence, with both to be heard next March. If he fails, he will go to the High Court.
I'm still very focused on winning the mission, so I can't just sit here and relax. I do want to win the appeal, and I think there's a pretty good chance we'll be going to the High Court after that.
McBride says Australia's whistleblower laws don't work.
They are a con. They do not work. They're like the disinformation laws or the fair work laws. They're the opposite to what they claim to do. But the actual reality is whistleblowers like myself, who clearly were simply well-intentioned, end up in jail as if we were criminals.
Would you do it all again?
Yeah, I would do it all again. It is great to be doing something which makes you proud, makes your kids proud, and it's important. I think it's important for the world.